today. I'm working on a 2007 Hyundai Elantra, and this video that I'm making can apply to many of this vintage model of this Hyundai or Kias. And so you just need to check your owner's manual, which brings me to my next point. It is beyond me how people lose them, the owner's manual, and it just makes it difficult to be able to do any maintenance on your vehicle without it. But there is a way around that, and so in this video I'm going to be showing you how there's a lot of information that you can pull off a transmission fluid dipstick that can really give you a lot of information to help you check your fluid and do it the right way without either overfilling or putting in the wrong fluid or just doing it improperly. So you want to get an accurate reading with any transmission, automatic transmission. And so I'm going to show in this next clip, I'm going to show the picture of the dipstick, and then I've actually read it real closely, and then I've drawn an illustration picture of how it looks, and then that way you can look at it yourself, and then you can kind of understand and use this video as a reference to help you check your fluid on your either Hyundai Elantra or any type of Hyundai or Kia that has this similar transmission and checking the level procedure. So I've got the transmission dipstick here on my table here. A couple things you'll notice here. It's going to say AT oil for automatic transmission oil, and then on the very tip of the dipstick you're going to see some cutouts, and then you might be able to see this on the camera. It says check fluid hot, idling, and neutral. Okay, so I've made an illustration here of the dipstick. This 2007 Hyundai Elantra 2.0 liter automatic transmission. This fluid type is a SP111. Now always check with the dealer or your auto parts store or your repair manual or owner's manual to make sure that you got the right fluid type. It might change, I don't know what years use this fluid, but you just want to make sure that you know what fluid your vehicle uses, because that's a very common issue with a lot of different situations with people filling their transmission with the wrong fluid. It damages the transmission. So transmissions are very finicky and they need the proper transmission fluid in order to work the right way. So as you can see here, it's got two cutouts and it shows the C, and then it's got two cutouts and it shows the hot. And basically what this means is that you need to add fluid. You're on the cold level. This is when the transmission is not in full operating temperature. Full operating temperature is 167 degrees. And I got this information from AllData Hyundai service about the checking procedure and about the temperature. Now I added this in here. So if you don't have a way to check the temperature with the scan tool, or if you don't have an infrared thermometer, it's not a problem. As long as you just do some sort of a quick 10-minute drive at or above 32 degrees Fahrenheit, usually should be enough. So back to what I was saying here is that if it's at the C here, this is for cold. This is for when you first start it up and put it in neutral. Okay, idling. And so this would be on the lower side of cold, and this would be on the higher side of cold. Okay, so the best way to check this transmission fluid according to the manufacturer and the information that I have is hot and idling and neutral. So as you can see here, the only thing that the dipstick didn't have written on it was the fluid type. And I don't know why, but at least you have these two pieces of information, or actually three, your cold and your hot, and your check fluid hot and idling and neutral. And then you check on the fluid type, make sure you get that right. And when you're somewhere between here and here, you're fine, you're safe. This is just on the lower end of hot, this is just on the higher end of hot. So try to achieve to be in the middle of these two cutouts here, and you should be perfectly fine. Another thing I wanted to add is you could probably use an infrared thermometer, and you could touch that on the casing of the transmission to kind of get you in the ballpark of 167 degrees Fahrenheit. The back wheels are chocked. Engine idling. Transmission in neutral. So I just wanted to show anybody here who cares to know this, these specifications and these different things about scan tools. This Launch Pro Mini, once I got into the transmission control module, I was able to find a live data PID for transmission temperature sensor, transmission fluid temperature sensor, excuse me. And when I first pulled into my garage after driving about 15 minutes, I drove maybe 5 miles. You can see the temperature is roughly 68, 69. When I pulled into my garage, it was about 74, which is about 167 degrees Fahrenheit. And what I wanted to show is that using an infrared thermometer, if you put the infrared thermometer just right down on where the transmission bolts onto the engine, you'll see that it's around 163, something like that in the ballpark temperature, which is roughly the temperature of the fluid. So I just wanted to say that you don't need a scan tool to check your transmission fluid on your Hyundai. So I just wanted to just clarify these things. And maybe somebody will be able to get some valuable information out of this video. So the transmission is in park. I got the wheels blocked, and so I just want to show checking the fluid. And it's right here on the upper cutout of the hot, which is completely full. If you remember this drawing here, so it was right there. So this transmission is completely full. It's at the proper operating temperature to check it, to get the most accurate reading. And that's a wrap. If you follow these steps and do what I tell you to do, like I always say, do the basics brilliantly. Subscribe, like, and share. Appreciate you watching. See you on the next video.